Hello everyone, thank you for being connected and welcome in this webinar. Today I am with my colleague Alexandre, who is website and e-commerce expert. He is also SEO expert here at Odoo.
Hello everybody.
Today we will cover a highly requested yet quite unknown topic amongst our users, namely how to master the search engine optimization within your Odoo website. This topic might sound a bit difficult or technical, and we really wanted to focus on simplicity for this presentation and give you the keys and concrete action on how to improve your website with Odoo for the search engine optimization. For this presentation, we will take the story of John. John is a drones retailer and is selling his drones online using Odoo. Drones as a shop, we will have the chance to see it in detail later in the presentation, but John has a problem. When he's looking for his website on Google, he cannot find his website in the main results. This is a situation that many new e-retailers face when they launch a new store. It might take some time to get ranked by Google. And this is the topic of the presentation. Today we will tell you what John could do.
Yeah, so today's presentation is going to be about search engine optimization, so SEO. So how does it work, SEO? So basically what it is the goal of improving the visibility on search engine. So how does it work? Search engine like Google or DuckDuckGo, they send robots to your website, and those robots will crawl your entire website. So they will read all the content that there is on your website. After that, they will decide to index the page. What is indexing a page? It means that this page is now available on the search engine. And then they will rank the page. So on a specific search, they will decide the ranking, who's going to be first, who's going to be second. And by doing that, our goal as an e-retailer would be to optimize the ranking that we have and to increase the ranking to get as high as possible into the result. So as you can see, it's going to be a set of techniques, and those techniques, that's something we're going to see during this presentation. And it's just a combination of different things we can do in order to improve our ranking. So the goal is there to get more visibility. So the higher you get, the more visibility you have. And the more visibility you have, the more traffic you're going to get on your website. Because you are higher, you will get more clicks of people, and more clicks means more traffic. More traffic means more revenue. If you are an e-shop, you get more traffic, so you're going to get more sales. If you are a lead generation website, you're going to get more leads from more traffic. So in the end, you're going to gain more revenue. However, there is no magic button. So SEO is a black box. As I said, we know the different factors that have an impact on the SEO, but we don't know exactly the percentage that Google or other search engine will assign to each factor. So nobody knows exactly the percentage given to each factor, and this is why we say that SEO is a black box. It's also that it's a long-term strategy, and the result won't be there from one day to another.
So now the question everyone may ask is, how could John improve his ranking on his Odoo website?
That's a good question. But in order to understand that, you first need to understand the three pillars that we have in SEO. The first one being the technical one, the second one being the linking part, and the third one being the content, which is the most important.
Okay.
We're going to deep dive into each of them.
Okay, so I suggest starting with the technical part. So the good news here is that Odoo manages everything for you on the technical side. So as a platform, Odoo makes upgrades every year, and every year we try to keep our solution to fit the standard requirements in order to get our users' website up to date on search engine optimization requirements. I have a few examples of parameters that are managed directly by Odoo and that you don't have to worry about. First one, very important to please the search engine, is the accessibility of your website and also the cross-devices aspect. So your website should be accessible on every device, so on a laptop, on a tablet, and on a mobile phone as well. Today, we estimate that the global traffic of internet is made on 80% of the traffic is made on a mobile phone, so it's very important to get a website adapted to mobile devices. The good news is that Odoo will do it for you, so we will adapt the layout of your website automatically. On the technical side, we are using Bootstrap as the CSS framework, allowing us to get a responsive website. The second aspect of this technical chapter is the performance, and of course it's important because Google wants to index optimize website and performance website. They don't want to refer a website that is very slow. So websites need to be very snappy. A way to make a website snappy is to reduce the loading time and then the images weight. When you upload an image on Odoo, Odoo is going to convert this image automatically into a format called WebP, which is a standard for search engine optimization, allowing to keep good quality for the image, but with a lighter weight. And finally, it's also very important to communicate the structure of your website to the search engines. We do it by giving a file called sitemap, and on Odoo, the sitemap of your website is automatically generated and shared to the search engine every 24 hours.
Yes, so it means that if you create a new product, this new page will be added to the sitemap and automatically added, and then be displayed for the search engine. So you don't have to take care of that.
Yes, and then the search engine can really understand if your website is relevant for the search of the user on Google. So this was for the technical part. So it was only a few examples, but this part is really managed by Odoo, the platform itself. Now we can move on the second chapter, which is the linking. So what is it all about?
Yeah, so linking, there are two parts into the linking. The first one is the internal linking. Internal linking being hyperlinks from one page to another on the same website. So for example, you have a menu, and from one menu element, you click on it and you arrive on a second page, which will be the shop page, the catalog page of your website. That's the internal linking. And then the second part is the backlinks. The backlinks is all the links that you received from other websites. We're going to discuss that just in a minute. So about the internal linking, the goal is, let's imagine that your website looks like that. You have an home page, and then you have 3 categories, and in each categories you have different products. Our goal will be to create an internal linking, allowing the user, but also the search engine, to understand how to navigate through your website. So what we're going to do is we're going to have links from the homepage to the categories, from the categories to the product themselves, and even sometimes product between each of them, so that you have a cross-selling, for example. But the main goal, as I said, is to make the flow of the user and the search engine easier, so that he and the robots could understand your website structure.
So in a case of drone, for example, we may have a home page with different categories, so drones, accessories, spare parts, and then subdivided into the product levels.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so you also mentioned the backlink, so what is it?
The backlinks is all the links that are from an external website to your website. So here what we say is that the authority of your website increase when a backlink comes from a popular source. So let's imagine, let's take an example on the next slide. Let's imagine that John, he's been launching a new product. So here, local newspaper is writing an article about it, and the goal of John would be to ask this specific newspaper to put a link on their website to his website. Why? Because this might be an authoritative website. So what's an authoritative website? The authority online is the weight that a website will have on a search engine. So the more authority will have, the more chance this website has to rank higher, because we know that it's a good website, so it will have more chance to rank higher. And so having a backlink from an authoritative website give authority to John's website. So that's something I recommend to everybody, is try to have backlinks from a lot of websites to your website, and the more authoritative it is, the best it is.
Okay, so I suggest having maybe a quick example on how to achieve at least the internal linking into Odoo. To do that, we will enter the John's website here. So you can see he has a website on Odoo. And in order to create good structure and linking, a very important part will be the management of the menu. So to do that, you can enter the edit mode here, and then you can click on a menu item. From there, you can click on edit menu here, and you will easily be able to add menu items here by clicking on menu. Here you can put a name, and then you can put the URL of the menu. Where should this menu lead to? So I've already created the structure here, and also it's easy to create submenus. So if you click on add a menu item, for example, a category, so drones, I would put a category. So as you can see, as soon as you create a link, Odoo suggests already all the pages existing on your website. So that's very easy. If I want, for example, to put the drones category, I can select it. And then I can select the order for the menu, but I can also make it as a submenu. However, in the case of e-commerce, you don't really want to have a submenu directly here. You prefer to have what we call a mega menu. This is what I used for the catalog here. You can see that this is a mega menu. And to add a new mega menu, you can click here on add a mega menu item. So now, if I enter my catalog menu, you'll see that mega menu, which is the menu where you can easily access all the different categories and sub-levels that you have mentioned in the linking part. And to change the appearance of the aspect of this menu, you can simply click here on the mega menu, and then you can select a predefined template. Okay, so I will keep this one here, and to change the link, you can select the item here, and from there, if you click on that, you could edit the link here, and now you can add the different category. Okay, so it will really help you to build that specific linking that Alexandre has mentioned. So now let's discard. Another way to make link between the different pages is to add buttons, but also to add dynamic products or snippets. To do that, if you click on edit mode, you can search for the product block of content, so you can take it and drag and drop. Once you do that, here I've already done it, so you can click on it and you can define what product you would like to refer on this block, and it will really help on building links between the different pages. So I think it's a very good practice to use that block on an e-commerce. Let's save and let's move on the rest of the presentation. So we spoke about the technical aspect, we spoke about the linking part, but we didn't mention the most important part itself, the content. So the content is probably the part where you will have the most impact as a user here, and you will have a lot of flexibility on the content that you define on your website. This chapter is divided into several topics. The first one is the pages optimization. So we will discover how to optimize every pages individually. Then we'll speak about the content itself and the related keywords that we should include in this content. And finally, a very useful feature of Odoo is the blog section, and we will explain you how to create a blog article in order to promote your website and generate traffic.
Yes, so thank you, Clément. The first part will be the page optimization. So here we're going to show you in Odoo in a minute, but you have the possibility to optimize your page. When I say optimize your page, what is it? You can optimize the title and the description. What is the title and the description is what is shown on Google when you see a specific page. You can also search for keywords and see where you are in the optimization of your page, and we'll see that in a minute as well. You can change the URL of a specific page, and also you can add and adapt the alt tags of a specific image. The alt tag is a tag that is displayed for screen readers. So for people who are blind, for example, when they come to a website, they use screen readers, which will read all the content, but they are not able to read the images. So instead of the image, the alt tag will be written. Said. Sorry. Then it's also really important for Google and other search engine, because this is also linked to the accessibility of your website. So it's really important to fill them in.
Okay. Maybe we can show an example of a page optimization. So you have to know that on Odoo, every pages, dynamic and static pages, can benefit from this tool called Optimize SEO. So let's go into my catalog here, and we will go into a product page. For example, my DJI Mini 4. If I click there, I can optimize this page, and here I'll have a few parameters that I can configure. The first one, as Alexandre said, is the modification of the title and the description that will appear on Google. So by default, it's going to take the name of the product, but it's going to also take the description based on the content of the page. However, for some reason, an optimization reason, if you want to position your website on a certain keyword you would like, and you have interest to add this specific keyword into that description. So for example, if I want to focus and position myself on selling compact drone, so very light, and I want to, because it's probably one of the added value of this drone, then I could add the keyword in the description, okay? So in the title, sorry, but I could as well include it into the description. Here, it's also possible to change the URL of the product for some reason. If you would like to display another product name into the URL, that would be an option. And finally, here you get the keyword suggestion. So Odoo will come with that keyword finder. It's a way to help you find if your keyword is in your page. So it's not going to give you the right keyword to use into the page, but at least it's going to help you define if that keyword that you have decided to focus on is well in the page. So let's have an example. As I said, I wanted to focus my page on the compactness of my drone. So of course I would like to add compact as a keyword. And then I can see here in what kind of content my keyword appear on my website. So here you have the most important content for SEO purposes. So the H1 and H2 are the titles, the main titles. Then you have the titles of Google, description, and content. And as you can see here, if I remove compact here, let's make the exercise here, I don't have my word into the title here. But if I had it here, now I see that my title is well on my description. And lastly, on the on the right side, sorry, you get the related keywords. So every word that you can see here are the word related to the main keyword you are looking for. So for example, if I'm looking for DJI, for example, Osmo Pocket 3, which is another model, is one of the most searched products for DJI research. So it's going to help you define some keywords. And you can also change the sharing image. So if someone share the page on social media, then you will get that image and not the standard one. Then you can save here, and your page will be optimized. Another point is the alt tag. So for example, here I have an image here of insisting on the compactness of my drone. If I click on edit and I click on the image, I can easily go here and add these descriptions, so explaining what is all the image about. So it will help blind people to read the web page and understand what is on the web page at the images place, but also it will help Google determine if your content is relevant for the search. So here,
Yeah, so here we're going to type keywords. So you should only write main keywords that you see that describe the image the best possible. So here a compact drone DJI Mini would be perfect. Like 4 or 5, 6 words can be perfect for that.
yeah. So it's important when you want to optimize your website to be sure that every images that you have displayed on your website has description for it, because it will have an impact, and the more it is optimized, the more Google will prefer to refer your website.
Yeah, please fill that in for all the images you have on your website.
Yes, and you could also import all this field.
So second part is mainly the content. So what you have to understand is that Google, I always say Google because it's the main search engine, but search engine, they want to give the person who asks a question in the search bar the best answer possible. In order to do that, they need to understand the topic of your page. So that's why we say that we should have only one query per page. What does it mean to have one query per page? Let's take the example of Yamaha. They are selling motorbikes and pianos, but they won't have a page talking about motorbikes and piano. They will have one page talking about motorbikes and one page talking about piano, because there are two different topics. And the goal is to help the user, but also search engine, to understand what's on the page. So that's really important, to cluster the page per topic. Then you have to mind the title hierarchy. What does it mean? It means that as Clément showed before, we had H1 and H2, and we'll see that again later. We have heading 1, heading 2, heading 3, heading 4, which are the titles. You have to remember that on a page, we can only have one H1. This is really important. Then the H2 will be subtitled, then you can have H3, which can be sub-subtitle, and like this. This is really important. And try to put your keywords inside those headings. Then you have to do the internal linkings. As we said from the beginning, the internal linking is important for search engine and users to understand the structure of your website. Then we have the importance of the right keywords, because you cannot be ranked on a keyword that's not present on your page. So you have to write content and to put those keywords inside your titles and your content. So how to choose the right keywords? So that's quite important. We choose the keywords based on 3 factors. First one is relevance. Here John is selling drones. We won't choose motorbikes as a keyword because it's not relevant with the business. Second part will be the search volume. So if a keyword is searched a lot, then it will create more search, and then maybe more traffic if the keyword is clicked, because more people will see our page. But then we have the competition. The competition is how many people want to be first on a specific keyword. So if you have a high volume and a high competition, then it's going to be harder to rank high, but if you are high, you can get a lot of clicks. As I said, we have to cluster the keywords by topics and the pages, and we go from generic, to specific. So here I like to take the, we're going to have an example just now. So let's imagine all the services that we have a specific page about all the services that we offer, as I'm John and I offer a lot of services. Then my 3 services will be drone repair, drone certification, and drone rental. Then I have sub-services, and then I have another layer of sub-services, mainly being DJI Repair Brussels. Now let's take drone repair and DJI Repair Brussels. Drone repair will have higher search volume and higher competition, because more people want to be there on that specific keyword. But DJI Repair Brussels will have less search because it's more specific, but will also have less competition because maybe other people repair drones in Paris or whatever. So that's what I said, we go from generic to specific. But it's important for your website to try to rank on all the different steps because one could generate a lot of traffic, but it will be harder to be ranked, and the other one will generate a bit less traffic, but this traffic might be even more advanced in the purchase process and in the flow.
Okay.
So that's why it's important to an optimized pyramidal structure.
Yeah, maybe I can show you an example on the drone certification menu. So if we go back to John's website, here you can see that we had created a certification menu. So we go from generic to specific. So when we click on certification, we will have a first page with the different certification center into Brussels, Namur and Liège, which are cities in Belgium. And then we can have another sub-level, more specific. When we click on Learn More here, we can have a specific pages with the drone certification in Brussels specifically. And of course, as this is the main topic for these specificities, we want that that title to be H1, header 1. So we tell Google that the most important topic of this page is the drone certification in Brussels. And then we can change the title here and select H2 for this one. On the last page of this pyramidal structure, it's great to have also a call to action. So give the user the opportunity to contact you, and so this might create a lead into your CRM.
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
So just to give an example about that, is we try to position ourselves as drone certificate, drone certification, and then drone certification in Brussels. So that's why we try to reach two different queries on Google with two different pages, one page per search. Then how to choose the right keyword. So we have different tools to choose the right keyword, and as I said, we will base ourselves on the search, the search volume, and also on the competition. A free tool that you can use and that could help you would be the Keyword Planner. The Keyword Planner is a tool from Google. You just need to go to Google Ads Keyword Planner, and then you can have a view in a specific region on the amount of monthly search they have and the competition they might have. So here we just took an example with drone racing, drone FPV, which is a headset to control a drone and the speed of a drone. So it's important to also understand that the keywords you think are the best one for your business might be different because you are not your client, you work in a company. So it's important to go and check those tools to see if more people look for drone FPV or drone racing. In this case, we see that more people look for drone FPV. Then it might be more interesting, depending on different factors, to rank on those one instead of another one. We could also have like paying tools like SEMrush that we use at Odoo. That could be a bit more precise and help you more, but you need to pay for those.
Okay, so what about blog articles?
Okay, so the blog article, a blog article is a really good way to generate traffic on your website. So we strongly advise to write blog articles. It takes a bit of time, sometimes even a lot of time, but it's a really good way to generate traffic on your website. We search and include keywords into those, and we try to answer common questions. We're gonna give an example for the drone, but it can also be related to the news or to a specific season or something like that. The winter is coming. Until what degree could a drone fly or something like that could be a nice blog ID, because that's something people will look for. It has to be appealing as well, and we try to do internal linking, so to link the blog article to a specific call to action or to specific products.
Yes, so let's show you how you could easily create a blog section on your website, Odoo website, to create and update the content of your website. So to create a blog article, it's very easy. You just have to click here on New, and instead of adding a new product, you will, or a new page, you will add a new blog post here. So when you click here, you'll be able to create a new blog, and you can define in what blog section is your article mentioned. You can have several blogs on the same website. So here I can access my blog section. So here I only have one article. And as Alexandre said, it's very important to drive traffic that comes that don't really know your website yet, but they will ask a question. So they will type on Google, is it legal to fly a drone in Belgium? This is a question that a lot of drone users might ask themselves once they buy a drone. And then they are going to type it on Google. So if you put efforts in order to rank that page, it's going to drive external traffic to your web page. You will answer a specific question, okay? And of course, your goal is to redirect that external traffic and to make your website known, and they will realize that, oh, wait, this article is very interesting, but I can see that I can directly buy a product from this website. So it's a very good way to just make links to your shop, so they will be able to navigate to the shop page and maybe buy your product. Okay. Also, you can add some calls to action here, for example, to contact you if they want to know more about the product. So you can create several redirections into the same page. Of course, in this page, it's important to add the right keyword and apply the same strategy as we shown you before. So here you can get access to this optimized SEO tool as well. Okay, so this was until now in this presentation we spoke about existing Odoo user. But if you're watching this video, maybe you are not using Odoo yet and you would like to migrate your website on Odoo. So this is the case of Will. Will is a bikes reseller and he's using another e-commerce platform called WooCommerce. And he would like to migrate his website on Odoo. However, Will is a bit concerned because he's afraid of losing his existing ranking that he has accumulated amongst year when he changed the platform. So Alexandre, can you tell us more about this and how could we help Will?
Yes. As Clément said, a lot of clients are afraid of losing their SEO when they do a migration. In every migration, there is a risk. You have to be aware of that, but we know all the factors that could have a negative impact on their ranking. So we know all of them, and so we know how to reduce them because we know how to work on it to reduce them as much as we can. So there are two main parts into a website migration. The first one being the content migration, so the migration of all your content, the products, the pages, and things like that. And the other one, which is a big one, it's URL redirection. So first we're going to talk about the content migration. We're going to first migrate all the product catalog and the metadata being the title and the description we've seen just before with Clément. Then the text content of the pages, because you have articles if you have an e-commerce, but you also have text pages, and so we want to migrate the content, the content of those pages, and then the images of the products, but also the images on the pages.
Okay, so how could you concretely import your products into Odoo? So to do that, you can first, of course, export your products from your existing platforms. So in WooCommerce, for example, you should be able to export all the products under an Excel or CSV file. Then you can come into Odoo here in the website, in e-commerce tab, and go into the product view. In Odoo, you can import any data. So here, if you click on the gear, you can import records. To help you define the right import templates, you can use the one here that is mentioned. This is a template, so maybe you will have to modify it, but it's at least a good guide how to import your products. So I opened it here. Here you can see in my Excel file, I will get all my product names and the type of product, the references, the price, the cost, the sales description, and so on. Then once I upload this file, so if I go there, I can click and import my file. Odoo will match the column on this file to the corresponding Odoo field. So by default, it will match to the right field. However, if you want to change the field linked, it's also possible. Then you can test the import and then you can import it. Regarding the import of the images, you can use, so as it's not possible to import images directly into the Excel file, you can use what we call a base 64 format. So actually it's a sequence, and it's once you upload that sequence, it's going to convert your image into an image. So there are some base 64 converter available online, but if you want to use the bulk import, so import all your JPEG images, for example, it's also possible, but it's not the topic of this presentation, so we will put a link about this tutorial in the description of the video.
And you also have the possibility to import an image if you have the link, because they are hosted on an external server.
Indeed. So you can import on the image field the link, the URL where is hosted the images. So this was for the product import. Then comes the imports of the text. So to do that, actually Odoo is very easy to use, and you can easily edit the content on the pages. So you can take some text and copy it directly on every pages. That's very easy to use. And the third one was the images, but we already mentioned it.
Yes. Then the most important part when you do a migration, if you have to remember one thing about this presentation, would be the URL redirection. So what is it? So it's a redirection from the old URL to the new one, because you are migrating your website, so you might change URL. So we'll see on the next slide an example. So for example, the category drone on WooCommerce was /shop/product category/drones, where on Odoo it's /shop/category/drone1. What we want to do is to make a redirection. Why? Because when the new website, the Odoo website, will be live, the old website, the WooCommerce, won't be live anymore. Okay, because the new website is the old one. So when people will, let's imagine you sent an email with a newsletter with a link to this page. When people will click on the link, they will arrive on the /shop/product category/drone, and there will be a 404 page, an error page. We don't want that, because these people might leave the website because they are not happy with what they've seen, and they might leave. So what we're going to do is we're going to redirect this page to the Odoo one. We're going to show you how to do that in a second. So that's the first part. It's important, but even more, the first page was indexed by Google. It means that when people were typing drones on Google, let's imagine you were first. And so people arrive on the website and they were purchasing. But this page doesn't exist anymore. So in some days, this page will just disappear from Google, and the new one won't be there, because it, as I said, SEO takes some time, so it might take weeks to get back to the first one, and maybe in the meantime, other people will come and take your first place. So what should we do? We should redirect the old page to the new one, to also tell Google, hey, watch, this page had a previous URL and has a new one now. And so now we're going to see in Odoo concretely how to do that.
Yes. So to redirect your pages, you can first activate the developer mode. So to do that, you should go into the settings here and activate at the bottom of the setting page. You get this activate developer mode, allowing us to get extra technical menu. Then you can go into the website module, and from there you can go into configuration and click on redirects. Here you can set up redirection. So for example, if I take this one here, I gave a name to this redirection, so I can manage all my redirection easily. So I know that this redirection will redirect the drone category, and you can select the 301 kind of redirection. There are several here, but what's important here to keep in mind is that you should use the 301 for redirection. Then you have to paste the old URL structure, so the one from my WooCommerce, and you're going to tell that this is the new structure of the URL, so it's going to redirect to this one. So if someone clicks on this URL in a Google results, it's going to be redirected directly to this one. So here I can save, and now if I do the test here, I'm on airproof.odoo.com, which is my domain. If I paste it, so /shop product category drones, here, automatically it's gonna redirect to the right pages.
Yeah.
And
so
the right category.
It's as easy as that. But as you might question yourself for the moment, is maybe you have hundreds of pages on your website, and so doing that manually would take a lot of time. But as Clément said before, we can import everything into Odoo, so we can also import the redirection. So you can just export all the URL from your previous, export all the URL from Odoo, make a table between those two with the old and the new one, and then import it into Odoo. And when you go live, everything will be ready and the redirection will be ready. And that's a good way to avoid losing traffic when you do a migration. This is really, really important to do.
Yes. So an important point too is that whatever the platform you use or you want to use in the future, when you do a migration, you have a risk. So it's not specific to Odoo. This is specific to every platform. When you change the platform, you might have an impact on the search engine ranking.
Yes.
So now that you have discovered together how what could John do exactly, how can you make sure that his strategy is effective? How could he monitor all the results?
Yeah, exactly. So we know that John and his friend Will put a lot of effort into getting good result. But how do we know if we get good result? Because it's not because I sell more that my SEO strategy is a good one. Because maybe it comes from another channel, like maybe you did some advertising on Facebook or whatever. So here is why you should monitor your result. As I said, it's a never-ending process. So SEO evolves also across time. So it's a never-ending process because you always have to optimize and is a long-term strategy. So we see that for the tools, we have the possibility to use plausible analytics. Plausible analytics is an analytics that is included by default in all the SaaS version starting V16. And so you see that you can also have some information in there. We're going to see that in a minute. And we also have the possibility to install Google Analytics, which is a bit more advanced, but requires advanced configuration as well. But we also see how to connect Google Analytics with the Odoo platform.
Yes. So let's discover it. So to use plausible analytics, that's very, very easy. You have nothing to do. You just have to click on the website here and click on reporting, and click on analytics. You will get an integrated reporting from Plausible, giving you information such as the numbers of visitors on your web page, the number of pages viewed, what pages are the most viewed by your user, and also the source where it comes from, for example, Google. But for this demonstration, this database was very new, so that's why I don't have a source yet. And you can also see where are your users located in the world, and then it allows you to take the right strategy after that. If you want to go further, you can also integrate Google Analytics. So Google Analytics is an external tool, and you can first configure it here in the configuration and in the settings menu. If you search for Analytics here, you will get this Google Analytics settings. If you activate it, then you can paste the key. So the key is a unique key given by the platform itself that you should paste here. And finally, if you want to go further, you can also add the Google Tag Manager. So it's really if you want advanced reporting and if you probably work in SEO. To do that, you can click on Edit here, and in the Theme option here, if you scroll down, you'll have the possibility to inject some code in the head and the body section of the page, and here you can paste the code provided by Google Tag Manager, but I would say that probably you will not use it if you are not into the SEO world.
Yeah, it's more advanced. If you want to have a specific tracking on your website, you could implement that. The code to paste here will be given by the platform itself. But maybe we can also show the Google Search Console. So if you want to have more information about SEO, but it's a bit more advanced than just the traffic, you can also link the Search Console, Google Search Console directly from here. So here, same, you have to get a code from the Search Console itself. How to do that, we won't show it directly now, but we have documentation on our website to explain you how to do it. And there, on this specific platform, you can see the indexation of your page, if you have specific problems on specific pages. So it's really if you want to go further into the analysis of some pages. So now that we've seen what SEO is about, we gave you some information about how to improve your SEO into Odoo, what to do when you migrate from one platform to the other. We are also here to help you, because SEO, the start, we explained you, but now we can go even further with our SEO service. So our goal with the SEO service is to help you rank better on the web. So we're going to advise company and more specifically SMEs to improve their SEO. So we're going to help them developing a good SEO strategy. How do we do that? Then we have different steps. So what we do is we first do an audit of your website. We try to understand what you do, how your website is structured, and we also check your competitor's website. Then we come and give you a structure proposition as we've seen with the pyramidal shape structure. And we also give keyword proposition. So it means that for all the page of the structure, we're going to suggest some keywords. Okay, I think for this page, you should focus on this and this keyword. And then you write the content with the keyword we gave you. Then we give you an SEO training. So we're going to explain you how to do SEO with Odoo, and we give you tips and tricks. And then we have the go live checklist. So if you are doing a migration, we check with you that the redirection file looks fine, and we help you importing it if you need to. And if you are already on another on the Odoo website, or if you don't have a website at all when you start, we also check with you if you implement a title, a description, the alt tags, verify that you have one H1 per page, and we verify that your website is ready to go live. So you can learn more on that on odoo.com/services/SEO on our website then, and then you get in touch with a salesperson.
So we will, it's already the end of this presentation, and we will now move to the Q&A session where we will answer all your questions that you may have. Thanks a lot, everyone, and see you soon for new webinars. Okay, so we are here on your questions. So we haven't reviewed them yet. So let us see if you have questions. So first question is, how is Odoo website performance compared to WordPress? Do you have third-party benchmarks?
I don't think we have third-party benchmark for the moment, but it's really hard to compare two websites. You can, for the website performances, you can always go to page speed inside, put your URL in there, and check the speed of your website there. But it will depend on a lot of things. If you decide to put big images, videos, it's not easy to compare because, but as Clément said, we at Odoo put a lot of effort into being up to date with the new technical innovation in terms of SEO and for the search engine, and we put a lot of things into place to be as fast as we can, blazing fast.
So a question here is not specific to SEO, but I think it's very interesting if you don't know how to set up an Odoo website yet. So the question is Odoo website solution sold separately as the ERP system? No. So it's very important that the website solution of Odoo is part of the ERP. So this is a module included into the Odoo solution. So this is a very high advantage in using Odoo is the fact that your module will be connected with all the different applications into the system. And then I can see that you have a second question, which is related to do you just have to pay for the domain or the SSL certificate? So indeed, if you want to use your own domain, that might be the only cost that on top of the license of the system, of course, but if you want your own domain, you can link your own domain to Odoo, and the SSL certificate is provided by Odoo for free.
Yeah, and the domain, as Boyan said, is free for 1 year.
Yeah.
So you don't have to pay for it the first year, and then you just pay for the other years.
However, if you already have a website, for example, on WooCommerce, and you migrate, you already get that domain, so you don't have to do that configuration. Okay, is there an easy way to upload the Search Console HTML file so that I can verify the ownership of the domain that the Odoo website is powering?
Then you can you download it and you take the text that's inside it. It's like a G full numbers.html, I think. You copy this and you paste it in the settings that we've seen together. Nothing. Okay.
But yeah, and as Jeremy said, you can also just enable the checkbox in the settings as we've shown, and then you can put the name of the file there, and there is nothing to upload.
Yes.
Okay. Okay, is there a way? So here Alexandra is asking that she already has a website on Odoo.
Yes.
Odoo manage everything on the technical side, but is it possible to boost the performance on their side?
Okay, so as we said, Odoo manages everything. The thing we have an impact on could be the extra script that we had. For example, this could have an impact, but also when you check on page speed, what you first have to know is that the mobile version will always be a bit worse than the desktop one because it has to load quite fast. We say that the first number that you see should be between 2 and 3 seconds, and most of Odoo websites are between 2 and 3 seconds. So maybe you could check also to change the size of your images. So please check if they are in WebP. It depends on the version that you have. WebP arrived in Odoo, I think, in 16.4, I think. Yeah, 17. And then you can check if you can upgrade in that case. Otherwise, the mobile version will always be a bit worse, but the desktop one is always better. But there is no real action that you could take this on the side other than that.
Okay, thanks, Alex. I got another question from Vince, asking if it's possible to change the path of the URL. For example, Vince takes the example of the /shop page, and he would like to rename it like /products page.
Okay. In standard, this is not possible, but it's always possible to do a development for that. That being said, we don't advise to do that. because it's a development, and it's the way we do with /shop. We believe it's a good way to do, but it's always possible to,
Yes.
if you wish to do
So
so.
just to give a bit of context here, Odoo is an open source solution, so we might develop the solution to fit a specific need. So what Alexander said is that the change of the path, at least on the shop page, is not standard into Odoo, but as it's a customizable solution, you might do some custom developments, but we won't recommend you to do custom development unless you have a very good reason to achieve that into Odoo. Yes, of course, so you can easily watch the video later. It's going to stay on the YouTube channel. What about breadcrumbs? Can I add them?
So we already have breadcrumbs on the shop page, and I think also on the blog. You cannot really add one because it's dynamic and it's in the code, but same answer as before. On its standard, it's not possible, but it's possible via a development.
Yes.
But we already have it on the shop, and I think on the blog.
Yeah. And we don't know if maybe in the future that might be included in the standard.
We are changing a bit the breadcrumbs of the shop for the next version to improve it a bit.
How to delete a database in Odoo 17? I guess you can go to the portal of on your portal account, and then you can go into the database manager and you can delete your database.
Yeah. Otherwise, it will expire soon if you don't have a subscription linked to it. Is it also very easy to install GF4 and GTM onto the site without need to know how to code? Yes. So GF4, Clément showed it how to do into the settings, and GTM. You go, so GTM is Google Tag Manager. You create an account on Google Tag Manager, and I don't recall exactly, but it's like implement Google Tag Manager, and then you will receive 2 pieces of code, one for the head and one for the body, and you just copy paste in the team, inject code, and then one for the head and one for the body, and it will be implemented.
Yes. Okay, so here we got another question. Do article blocks contents need to be updated on a regular basis in order to for the referencing to have a high ranking? I would say personally that it's not the frequency on how you update the content, but the quality of the content itself. For the blog article specifically, I don't think you have to change the content of one blog article. However, what might be important is to frequently post a new blog article. So Google knows that your website is living, and of course, Google prefers to refer websites that are that they know the website is updated. Of course, they don't want to refer an outdated website. So instead of changing the content of one blog article, I would recommend you to do several blog articles on a regular basis.
Yeah, but I think the question comes from the fact also that Google likes to have updated website. So it means that it likes you to update your website regularly. So if you have time and if you have a reason to update your blog article, I would advise you to do it. But it's maybe not the... if you don't have the time, I think it's more important to update the rest of the website than the blog article.
Thank you, Fins, for your comments. So saying that the redirect UI looks great, and you emphasize that it is 100% most important thing in SEO to manage, as Alexander said.
In a migration, it's really, really important, and I want you all to remember that.
So again, if you are creating a lot of websites and you would like to delete your database, you can go to your database manager and select the database to delete. You would like to write? Okay, I don't see question.
Yeah, so if you have a new product and you don't sell the latest, the number 4 anymore, but you are selling the 5, you could redirect that page. If it doesn't exist anymore, you could redirect that page to the new one and hope it will help you gain a better ranking.
Yes, so another question from Vince, it's not directly related to SEO indeed, but still very interesting, is it possible with one Odoo account to host multiple websites using different domains? And this is a very nice feature on Odoo, the fact that you can have several websites on the same database. So here I could have my website, my B2B, my B2C websites for my drones, but maybe I would like to create a second website. here, and I can go into settings and click on new website. Let's call this website B2B shop, okay? And from there, I can add a specific domain. And what is really great is that you can, so here I'm creating a new website. It's going to be empty, of course. And now I can select what website I'm editing here, and I can link several domains. But the main advantage of using multi-website setup is the fact that the shop itself might be shared between the different shops. So you could have one B2B shop with specific information, maybe require a login to access with specific price list for the customer, and the public website. And both of them can have a different domain. So yeah.
Yeah, and I think there is no limit of the amount of website you could have on one database. So you can have more than two if you wish so.
Yes. So regarding redirection, I have external URL menu items that users can click to get to the external resource. I would like to redirect a subdomain of my website to that URL. Is it possible to do?
It's not happening into Odoo. I think you could redirect subdomain to another domain, but that doesn't happen into Odoo. It will be happening into your domain manager, not inside Odoo.
So if you, just to maybe simplify and give the context of this question, you might buy a domain externally to Odoo. So let's say on OVH or domain GoDaddy.com, which is a domain provider. And if you connect to GoDaddy, then you can go to the DNS zone, which is the domain name manager zone. And there you make a redirection from the subdomain to the main domain. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Can I upgrade my Odoo 16 to 17? Sure. So every year we release a new version of Odoo, a major update. If you don't have custom development on the database, so if you didn't do customization on the system, then the upgrade is included in the price of the system, and you can upgrade directly from the database management portal on odoo.com.
Currently, the cookie bar only works for the Discuss analytics tool, Plausible Analytics and Google Analytics. Are there any plan to expand on this, offer more cookie control, including styling of buttons? So we are discussing that with the R&D. But I don't know yet if this is going to be done for the next version. So, but that's something we are currently discussing. But I don't have the possibility. And I see that you add another question. For the moment, if you have GTM and you want to have specific cookie management, I would advise you to go with the external CMP for the moment.
Yeah. So CMP means cookie management platform.
Yeah.
Okay, so a question from Gourav. So can we add a custom sitemap generated by a third-party tool into Odoo?
In standard, I don't think this is possible, but I think you could do that via custom development.
But why would you do that if Odoo generate really the latest sitemap of your website for you? Yeah.
I don't see how a third-party tool could have a better view on the sitemap than Odoo has, because but it might be possible with custom development, but I don't see why you would do that. So I got red flag while checking page speed because cumulative layout shift. I have some investigating about the issue. Maybe it comes from the way image loading. So yeah, lazy loading is something we do to improve the speed of the website. So it might come in the first thing to improve on page speed because it's the next point we have to improve before the next point. The next point, there is always room for improvement. But if you have some feedbacks to give, don't hesitate to open a ticket to the support and always give them a possibility of improvement as well. Because as we say, it always changes, and so we have to try to be up to date as much as we can.
Okay. Another question here is Odoo website community has the same feature as the enterprise version? So indeed, we have two versions of Odoo: the community one and the enterprise one. The enterprise one, no, the website modules is included in both versions, and I don't think that there are some limitation into the community edition. Maybe ChatGPT, but I'm not even sure. So I would say that no, there is no difference, but maybe there are very, very slight difference. I don't know. Okay, so thank you, everyone. We don't have a question anymore, so we hope that you enjoyed that webinar. And yes, if you want to know more,
just if you have a question or if you are interested in our service, don't hesitate to to go on this page and contact us if you are interested in the service. And otherwise, thank you for being there.
Yeah,
and see you.